It is the Unity of Livonia, a Course in Miracles study group, and I am excited and honored to be here with you, esteemed students of A Course in Miracles. Yeah, um, it's nice to find something that I guess it's little known and it's in such a humble thing is a little known book, but it's quite a treasure, don't you think, that we found?
Absolutely.
And I love the way the Course presents truth in a way that doesn't, in and of itself, contradict or conflict with other teachings of truth.
Mhm.
It kind of maneuvers its way and doesn't disparage any of the others
Mhm.
along the way. So I just find it a fascinating book, and I've been blessed by it, since 2001 when I first discovered it. So, with that kind of introduction, anything you guys want to say tonight? Just ready to go? Oh, let me just ask you. I think all of us here have been through the course before. How are you enjoying your studies this year, and how would you say it compares to previous years? Are you enjoying it this year?
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
enjoying it.
Yeah.
It's
But I
the more
also
I'm
enjoyed it
into it,
last
the
year.
more I'm able to apply it. And that's really important to me, being able to apply what I've been learning. And
How's
I've been
it working?
oh, it's working well. Yeah. It's brought a lot of positive changes
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like it and I want to continue with it when I can.
So, how does it compare to previous years? You've been through this course before.
Sure.
Was it the
I
same as
wasn't
last?
applying it more than,
Yeah.
I was working more with the theory of it and I wasn't applying what I was learning. I was just trying to understand it.
Yep.
And now I'm applying more of what I'm learning
Yeah.
and
For me,
practicing
for me, it's been like it just gets in your bones over the
it.
years, and you see opportunities in real life situations that relate to what you were studying in the course, and you start seeing opportunities. Any other comments? It's just something. What are we on chapter 18 tonight? So we're kind of maybe a little midway through the text. And I just want to get your assessments. Anything, comments from anyone else?
The course seems to change every year, but I know it's not. It's
Well
my
said.
it's my awareness that's changing. I see things differently. I'm aware of things that I wasn't aware of the other few times. I don't even know how many times I've been through it, but it seems to change, but I know it's not. It's me that's changing.
So now that you see the changes, the new one, uh, do you think you can ever unsee it again? Am I making sense? Now that you've seen this new way, uh, it's like you can't really go back to the old way, even if you wanted to.
It's true.
Oh,
So, hey, Sherilyn, welcome. Thanks for being here.
Alan. Hi,
hi,
everybody.
Sherilyn.
Hi. We were just asking a question about how are you enjoying your Course in Miracle Study this year compared to previous years? Uh, and so we were just going around. Anyone else want to comment? Ron was uh, saying he's definitely seeing things differently. And so, Ron, do you like it?
No, I love it.
Okay. All right. Because I was going to have to figure something else out. If you other comments then? Yeah. I just thought I'd stop to ask along the way. Sherilyn, have you been through the course entirely before?
Yeah, well, probably not entirely because I don't think we'd gotten that far. Well, I don't remember really, but I'm ever so much better at enjoying and understanding it now, and it's making a difference in my life.
Good deal. So that sounds like a group testimonial, right?
Good.
Right.
Well, thank you for sharing that. And without further ado, review questions and comments. Are there any questions or comments on what was that, chapter 17? Forgiveness and the holy relationship.
Yes.
And it started on page 351. Any comments or questions on our text reading for this past week? Okay.
Mhm.
Uh, Let me ask you a question. Okay. It's on page 357 is where it starts, but specifically, what I wanted to ask you is on 359. But starting on 357, there's a section called the two pictures. Do you see that?
Yes. Mhm.
And within that, let me just read paragraph 9 on page 359. Jesus says, look at the picture. Do not let the frame distract you. This gift is given you for your damnation. And if you take it, you will believe that you are damned. You cannot have the frame without the picture. Um, what's he talking about?
Something has to be in the frame, and we're talking about a picture or information being within the frame.
Yeah. Um, have you ever talked about people or heard about people like in marketing and said, let's put some paint on this pig?
Mhm.
I've heard that expression.
Yes.
What do they
Lipstick
mean
in
by that?
particular.
Yeah, what do they mean by that?
Well, you're putting something on it that doesn't belong there.
Why?
because it doesn't go with the object in the picture.
Okay, I've got a different impression of that, Sherilyn.
Okay.
You put paint on a pig to make it more attractive, to make it more sellable, to
Yeah.
make it more beautiful so people will buy it.
Well, I was looking at it in just the opposite way. So, um,
I was kind of looking at it. The picture is in physical terms, and the inside of it is the spiritual.
Okay,
So,
that's a
yeah.
good
I mean, it's,
metaphor.
you make a pretty, have a pretty person giving a pretty speech, but that is just the trimming around it. The real thing is what you get out of it, what is in there that is
Yeah.
of
Okay.
importance for
So,
you.
so that's an apt metaphor for what I think this paragraph is about. Now, well, maybe I don't want to. First, let me kind of not be confusing. So let me just stay with look at the picture, implying that, here, let me read it. It says, this gift is, it says, you cannot have the frame without the picture. So before it got to this paragraph, it was talking about how on a picture you can put it in this glittery, shiny frame that detracts from the artist and the picture inside the frame. In other words, you try and overdo the frame to keep people from seeing the picture itself.
Mm.
Okay, you decorate your restaurant and all of that, but your food isn't that great. So, in order to make up for your poor food, you try and overcompensate so people will come and eat at your place. How's this going now?
Yeah.
So, you put some paint on that pig to make it more attractive. So, Jesus is saying, don't be fooled by the frame.
Right.
Is that helpful?
Mm-hmm.
Now, to me, that's important to put it in context of what it said before in this section, where it was talking a lot about special relationships. And it said the ego's primary weapon in its arsenal is special relationships. So it does that to keep everybody busy. So they're kind of looking at the happenings and the glitter and the ups and downs on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
Don't see them as a thing as themselves, but start to see them for what they're trying to conceal. It's the ego's biggest weapon in its arsenal. So, what if I said temptation? Does that help you see? Okay, don't be tempted by pretty women, a lot of money, a big house. These are fall under the category of the ego's substitute reality. So don't be fooled by those. And that's why he was using the analogy of two pictures. One that's very heavily framed and appearing to be beautiful, to distract you from seeing what it's offering. So that's the way the ego works. Have you ever heard the ego is a deceiver? Now you say, why is it a deceiver? Not so much because it's bad, it's because that was what it was made to do. Who would make something to deceive them? You would. I covered a lot of ground on this one, right?
Right.
Why would you make something to deceive yourself? To rather than face the fact that you cannot have your own separate heaven. The tiny mad idea was a very powerful idea. It was very attractive. You agree?
Mhm.
To be an individual, but it was insane. It cannot happen. So I'm just trying to show how we, acting through our egos, are in denial of what, if something is true and you deny it, are you going to change it? It cannot work. That's why we suffer from it. Is that a good sign when something's not working right? I'll stop now, but a little taste of kind of the deep nature again of these chapters. And if you're not getting that out of them, that's okay, because I just think for me, they've been very powerful and accumulated over the years. And so this book gets more cohesive for me, and I get better at interpreting, I think. So, review, questions. I won't spend long about our workbook assignment for this past week. We were supposed to work from review lesson 113 all the way up to 119, and that starts in your workbook on page 206, and it goes up to 212. So again, we're just finishing up the second part of the workbook review number 3. Any comments or questions from you there? Okay. Well, why don't we get our reader list going? And we're going to start with our workbook assignment, lesson 120, or review lesson 120. Nancy, yes or no?
I need to pass.
Okay. And Ron, you're reader 1, you always read, right? Joan,
Yes, I do.
and Hilda, yes or no?
No, so.
And Sherilyn is a yes. And I'll
Yes.
be reader 5. So we got Ron is 1, Joan is 2, Sherilyn, oops. Let me start over. Ron is 1, Joan is 2, Sherilyn is 3, and I'm reader 4. How's that?
Good.
And what I'd like you to do, Sherilyn, is just maybe read all of this and we'll kind of calm down right away tonight with our meditation period. Is that good? Good way to start, right?
Okay.
Go ahead, Cheryl.
Now we're starting on lesson 115 then?
No, 120.
120.
It's
Oh,
on
okay.
page 213.
Yes. Okay. Lesson 120 for morning and evening review. 109. I rest in God. I rest in God today and let Him work in me and through me while I rest in Him in quiet and in perfect certainty. Number 2, 110. I am as God created me. I am God's son. Today I lay aside all sick illusions of myself and let my Father tell me who I really am. Number 3, on the hour, I rest in God. On the half hour, I am as God created me.
Thank you, Cheryl.
Mhm.
So you know that the format of these review lessons is we're doing 2 lessons, 2 reviews per day, right?
Mhm.
And you do one in the morning and one in the evening. So for our meditation period, think about one or the other or both, and I'll put some music on and we will go ahead and think about these things for a little bit. First, I rest in God. And the second is, I am as God created me. I rest in God. I am as God created me. So you ready to get started? Any comments, questions on the workbook lesson, or are the meditation periods helpful?
I love them.
Yes.
I do too.
You know, and I was just thinking the practical reason that Jesus instructs us to meditate is something that I learned, well, I guess from preparing the Wednesday night music and meditation programs. The, I guess, interpretations of the original word meditate have something to doing with muttering or repeating. Yeah, a process of repetition where you ponder. That's more of the essence of it. Where what's being said is like so deep that you have to come back to it and reflect on it and go deeper. It's kind of like we were saying about how the course gets deeper every year. Well, even to me, what it's saying is a lot of these phrases are so alien to just easily understanding that a good practice is this thing called meditation, or take some time to relax and reflect when you have more time with it. Quiet time, you know what I mean? So I guess that's from a practical point of view, I can see why Jesus instructs us to meditate on each of these lessons. So that's why I kind of make sure we incorporate it, because theoretically you'll get as much from the reflection as you did from reading it in the first place, you see. Comments or questions? Everybody good? All right, why don't we tackle then the rest of what we're supposed to do tonight? And that is starting on chapter 18. So there are 31 total chapters in the text, so you can see that we're more than halfway through, right?
Right.
So Sherilyn read the workbook lesson. So Joan, would you get us started in chapter 18? It starts on 372.
Okay. Chapter 18, The Passing of the Dream. Number 1, the substitute reality. To substitute is to accept instead. If you would but consider exactly what this entails, you would perceive at once how much at variance this is with the goal the Holy Spirit has given you and would accomplish for you. To substitute is to choose between. renouncing one aspect of the sonship in favor of the other. For this special purpose, one is judged more valuable and the other is replaced by him. The relationship in which the substitution occurred is thus fragmented, and its purpose split accordingly. To fragment is to exclude, and substitution is the strongest defense the ego has for separation.
Okay. Sherilyn, paragraph 2.
Mhm. The Holy Spirit never uses substitutes. Where the ego perceives one person as a replacement for another, the Holy Spirit sees them joined and indivisible. He does not judge between them, knowing they are one. Being united, they are one because they are the same. Substitution is clearly a process in which they are perceived as different. One would unite, the other separate. Nothing can come between what God has joined and what the Holy Spirit sees as one. But everything seems to come between the fragmented relationships the ego sponsors to destroy.
Okay. Right, we can discuss these 2 paragraphs. Anything of interest that you're seeing? Okay. Paragraph 1, anything there? What's paragraph 1 talking about?
To substitute one thing for another, apparently.
So that's the subject, right?
Yes.
Substitution. Right. And in that last sentence, sentence 6, well, first it says to substitute is to accept something else instead,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
But what is something else? How can there be something else? Where'd it come from? What's its origin? What's its cause? I'm just saying, nobody ever talks about stuff like this, right?
Right.
And yet it's what common sense would, reason would say, hey, does this make sense? To substitute, I could see if you substitute it, somebody had a comment there. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Go ahead.
Why would you want to substitute? If maybe what you had was you didn't like it? Why did the prodigal son want to leave home and find his happiness in a faraway land? What was his motivation? Why did he want to do that?
He thought the grass would be greener on the other side.
Yeah.
So
Good way of putting it.
excellent.
Thus,
So
he wanted to be independent.
why? What were the benefits?
He could do whatever he wanted.
Okay, And he heard about this faraway land where he could have his own separate heaven. Hello?
Right?
Yes.
Milk and honey.
It's the temptation. It's the tiny mad idea. Now, how could you sell such a stupid idea to someone if you were a marketer, if you were a salesman? How would you sell a stupid idea to someone? What would you do to it?
You would enhance it, and then you would decide that it is
Yeah, you'd slap
fits
some
into
lipstick.
the ego.
You'd slap some lipstick on that pig
Yeah.
so you could sell it. So to the prodigal son, he was attracted by images of glitter and gold and happy, pleasure and independence and doing whatever he wanted to do, no matter he was quote unquote free if he had his own separate heaven. Sounds good,
Mhm.
but it's not,
There you
you
go.
can't do that. The thing that makes oneness so great is that it has a synergistic effect that puts it in a state that you might call holiness. It's a state that is so tight and so productive and so creative because all of its efforts are aligned. Do you see what I mean?
Mhm.
Everybody's plays in tune. They sound like a wonderful orchestra together. They don't have any wild notes in their music. Do you see why their music sounds so good? Wholeness produces holiness. That's the essence of why God has a perfect plan. It runs off of what it is. Wholeness. But the prodigal son thought, oh, that looks good. Do you see how what we discussed under the two pictures about an attractive frame to entice you away? And do you see how how this would be a deceitful ego motivation? So I'm going to give you a glittery substitute to titillate you away so that you don't look at the picture of where I'm really leading you. If it's not going to work, where is he leading you? Okay, nowhere. Uh, someplace you'd like to go? It's not appealing, right?
Right.
So don't look at the picture. Don't be enticed by the deceptive frame. Don't be enticed by temptation, right? Now that's kind of biblical about, but you see, that's what I'm trying to convey the meaning are quite similar to what's being said here. And how the thing we read in the last chapter about the two pictures helps in understanding what's being said about the substitute reality. Don't get too caught up in it. It was the tiny mad idea that you could change heaven. You never looked at it that way before, but it's insane, right? Well, everybody's doing it. Not everybody. We've had many enlightened folks come through and try to light the way. There's this phrase in the Bible. Oh, I forgot. It's in the Gospels, and it describes one of the writers describing the birth of Jesus. And it says, and the light came into the darkness, but the darkness did not understand it. So they crucified it. Anyhow, we're only a paragraph in, so why don't we move on? Is this helpful? Because I don't have to linger this much on every paragraph. I can speed it up. Who's next? We got Cheryl and White, right?
I read the second one.
Yeah, you
Or-
read. Oh, no. Okay, we're only up to 2.
Actually, I was number 1,
Yeah.
but you
number
switched
2.
the order somehow, and I just let it happen.
And
I,
I read number 2.
Ron read and Joan read, right?
no,
No,
I
I
have
did.
not read yet.
Oh, I am so sorry. Would you well, wait a minute, Ron. Would y'all agree that we're on paragraph 2
Yes.
before we move on? Because I wanted to ask you about what's being discussed in paragraph 2. Jesus is talking about the difference between the Holy Spirit and the ego. He says the Holy Spirit never uses substitutes, but the ego does. Isn't that basically what's being said there?
Mhm.
But when you substitute, it means there's one that's true and there's one that is a replacement for that one. Do you see what you have another case of separation?
Yep.
Both of them can't stand. If you keep them apart, good and evil would seem to be able to stand on their own. There's good, and then there's evil forces too, right?
Right.
But if you have the courage to start really thinking which one makes sense, will both of them make sense?
Yeah.
If you bring them together, the common senseness of them will become apparent. But if you keep them apart, it's very hard to see that only one can have power, that only one can be true. Keep them separate, an illusion. Bring them together. When you bring the illusion to truth, what happens? The truth will dispel the illusion. What does the truth have to do to dispel the illusion? You say it, somebody.
Just be the truth, just be itself.
Yes. It doesn't have to do anything if you just bring them together. It's the bringing together that's up to you. You made the illusion. What's the solution for it? Bring it to the truth. It'll be taken care of. And the truth don't even have to do anything. So that's why it says, forgive, bring your unforgiveness to the Holy Spirit, and let Him show you how to dispel it. So with those two, let's try and move on. Ron, you didn't get to read, so would you please?
No. Yes, I'll read paragraph 3.
Yeah, there we go. We're together. Thank you.
The one emotion in which substitution is impossible is love. Fear involves substitution by definition, for it is love's replacement. Fear is both a fragmented and fragmenting emotion. It seems to take many forms, and each one seems to require a different form of acting out for satisfaction. While this appears to introduce quite variable behavior, a far more serious effect lies in the fragmented perception from which the behavior stems. No one is seen complete. The body is emphasized with special emphasis on certain parts and used as the standard of comparison of acceptance or rejection for acting out a special form of fear.
And so I'm the next reader if I've got this straight. I'll read paragraph 4. You who believe that God is fear made but one substitution. It has taken many forms because it was the substitution of illusion for truth, of fragmentation for wholeness. It has become so splintered and subdivided and divided again over and over that it is now almost impossible to perceive that it was once one and still is what it was. That one error which brought truth to illusion, infinity to time, and life to death was all you ever made. Your whole world rests upon it. Everything you see reflects it. And every relationship that you have ever made, is part of it. So, comments on 3 and 4. Are you getting what's being said? Talk about fear. That's in paragraph 3. The one emotion in which substitution is impossible is love, whereas fear involves substitution by definition. Love has no fear, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, why would you substitute fear for love? You didn't know it was a consequence of the tiny mad idea. Separation does not produce holiness. What produces holiness? Starts with a W, a H, a O.
Wholeness.
It's not that complicated. You take your power, what makes us us, away when you try to have separate heavens. What makes us powerful is inclusion, not separation. So I never would have thought of that without Jesus's help here in the book. What do you think?
Me?
Complex.
Yeah. How about paragraph 4? So kind of on the same subject. Yeah, but let me go back to paragraph 3, sentence 7. The body is emphasized with special emphasis on certain parts as used for the standard as and used as the standard for comparison of acceptance or rejection. You agree? Is that putting lipstick on the pig?
Yes.
So do you see why it said the separation has splintered and recycled and produced forms over and over and over again? All right. So a personal insight, beautiful women. You are not going to find the most beautiful woman in the world. They're just different. I mean, do you understand what I'm saying is the ultimate difference? You'll see, you'll be dissatisfied if you're looking for the most beautiful woman that also has the best personality for you and is going to do everything you want her to do. And this is your ideal woman, and you'll find her one day. Really? No, you're going to have to work with what's here. And we all come with our gifts and our issues and the lessons we're learning, right?
Right.
But do you see how the ego and the world teaches us that you're going to find just that perfect guy? Isn't that what you see on TV? And we're going to have a romance, and what is it, the Bachelor series and Bachelorettes and all the cool people, right? Do you see how that's the frame? Don't look at the frame. We're going to look at the picture. So, was it Nancy? We were talking about your experience with the course and how it's more working with you in practice
Yes.
to where you're starting to see content no matter what the forms in your day-to-day life. And you'll say, dang, that's just like what the Course in Miracles says.
Yeah. Finding that out more and more.
Yep.
Mhm.
Other comments, or we'll continue? All right. We've got 2 sections tonight. I don't know that we'll get to all of them. We'll just give it our best shot as usual. So I think now, are we back to, here's the order. Number 1 is Joan. Number 2 is Sherilyn. Number 3 is Ron. And I'm number 4. So I made that adjustment, Ron.
Mm-hmm.
So we're back to
Okay.
Joan, paragraph 5.
Paragraph 5.
Yep.
Okay. You may be surprised to hear how very different is reality from what you see. You do not realize the magnitude of that one error. It was so vast and so completely incredible that from it a world of total unreality had to emerge. What else could come of it? Its fragmented aspects are fearful enough as you begin to look at them, but nothing you have seen begins to show you the enormity of the original error, which seemed to cast you out of heaven, to shatter knowledge into meaningless bits of disunited perceptions, and to force you to make further substitutions.
Yeah. Sherilyn?
That was the first projection of error outward. The world arose to hide it and became the screen on which it was projected and drawn between you and the truth. For truth extends inward where the idea of loss is meaningless and only increase is conceivable. Do you really think it strange that a world in which everything is backwards and upside down arose from this projection of error? It was inevitable, for truth brought to this could only remain within in quiet, and take no part in all the mad projection by which this world was made. Call it not sin, but madness, for such it was, and so it still is, and so it still remains. Invest in it not with guilt, for guilt implies it was accomplished in reality, and above all, be not afraid of it.
Okay. Paragraph 5, anybody? Somebody look over at, why don't we all just go there again? Look at lesson 52 in the workbook for students. It's one of my favorites, and it's calling to me again here right now. And I'm going to tell you it's on page,
84.
thank you, page 84. Nancy, just read sentence 2 of the first paragraph.
Okay. Sentence 2.
It's in paragraph 1, but I just
Oh,
want to start.
reality is never frightening.
Yeah, read all of it. May as well.
Reality is never frightening. It is impossible that it could upset me. Reality brings only perfect peace.
So
When I
we
was
can stop there. I'm sorry, my head's going all around, but appropriate to what we were just reading back here on page 373, right? In paragraph 5, Jesus says, you may be surprised to hear how different is reality from what you see. And he told us back on lesson 52 in that review, reality is never frightening. So if you're seeing something frightening, where the hell are you?
There you go.
Okay. So what is it that led you to nowhere? a pig with some paint on it, who could never deliver on its promises. So they covered those flaws over to sell it to you. Isn't that called deception? Who does that sound like that we always discuss? Starts with a E?
Ego.
Ego.
Yeah. So deception is all it's got. What else does it have? How else can it work other than through deception? For the simple reason that it's not true. So the truth doesn't have to do anything to be it what it is, right?
Right.
But the ego substitute truth. How hard is it to maintain a lie? You know, when you tell one lie and then you have to tell another and another, it's a lot of hard work to uphold an illusion. It's no work at all to uphold truth. Isn't that what Jesus, the course, the flavor of it? See, if you were making something perfect, would you make it hard or easy? Which
Easy.
one? So
Easy.
if something were perfect, would it be simple or complicated?
Simple.
Simple.
So these are the questions that are brought up and answered in this course that to me are just amazing because they're excellent questions. I never even thought about it before. In other words, I wasn't thinking before. I wasn't using my common sense, my God-given sense. I was very often taken by people and things that were mistaken.
Mhm.
I'm not so much mad at them because that'll be wasted time. But I am ready to let it go and really think for myself. And that's to me what's happened to me over the years. I think you're seeing it too, like the young kids say old people are cantankerous and they don't do anything they don't want to do anymore, do they?
Mhm.
So, paragraph 6, anything there? In sentence 3, for truth extends inward, where the idea of loss is meaningless. And then in sentence 6 of paragraph 6, it says, for truth brought to this could only remain within quiet and take no part in it. What's that part talking about? Here, maybe I should just do it. Paragraph 4, I think. Do you really think it's strange that a world in which everything is backward and upside down arose from this projection of error? It was inevitable. For truth brought to this could only remain quiet. Do you see the direction was a mistake from everything we've learned before? You don't bring truth to error. You don't bring truth to illusions. You can't bring light to darkness. You have to bring the darkness to the light. If you brought light to darkness, it would overwhelm the darkness. I'm sorry, no. If you brought the light to darkness, you're bringing truth into an illusion. Maybe I should stay there a minute because I messed up at first. We're talking about this direction issue. Remember, Ron, on ACIM talks when we got into that conversation. If you bring truth to the illusion, the truth becomes only illusionary. The truth will not mix with anything. You have to bring everything to truth, and truth just makes it disappear. It's just that it won't work if you try and hang on to your illusions. You have to give those illusions up in order for truth to simply continue to shine. Comments? Am I making any sense?
Yes.
I think you are, but I'm not processing it very well.
Right. All right. Well, it's just that we've had a lot of discussion about the direction. So let me leave you with this, okay? You always want to bring your illusions to the truth. Don't try and bring the truth into the illusion. So to make it more relevant, what we were saying here in paragraph 6 is that the results of having this separate upside down world, remember the substitute? It won't work, because if you brought truth, I'm at sentence 6, if you brought truth into this world, all truth could do is wait and be quiet. It can't operate within this environment of untruth. What we have to do is get rid of the untruth by bringing it to truth. I'm going to stop here because I see I'm not. This is a difficult idea this year.
It's difficult.
Let's go to paragraph 7. Okay, maybe that'll help. Is it my turn? Who read?
No, it's my turn.
There we go. Ron, number 3.
Number 7.
Yep, you're
Yeah,
right.
I'm number 3, but I'm on
Three,
number 7.
paragraph 7.
Got it. When you seem to see some twisted form of the original air rising to frighten you, say only, God is not fear, but love, and it will disappear. The truth will save you. It has not left you to go out into the mad world and so depart from you. Inward is sanity. Insanity is outside you. You but believe it is the other way, that truth is outside and air and guilt within. Your little senseless substitutions, touched with insanity and swirling lightly off on a mad course like feathers dancing insanely in the wind, have no substance. They fuse and merge and separate in shifting and totally meaningless patterns that need not be judged at all. To judge them individually is pointless. Their tiny differences in form are no real differences at all. None of them matters. That they have in common and nothing else. Yet what else is necessary to make them all the same?
So, just to be clear in that paragraph before we go on, sentence 10, none of them matters. That they have in common and nothing else. What's Jesus saying here? Are you following what he said before? What is it they have in common?
The tiny differences in form.
Yeah, different forms, right?
Okay.
They're all different forms of the same thing. That's what they have in common, right? So, how do you deal with them then?
Let them go.
Yeah, but what about this one? This is a really good one. I mean, this is my favorite. Come on
Let
now.
it go.
I could let the others go, but this one, I mean, this one really seems to be real for me, seriously. What about that one?
Let it go.
Yeah, it's just got more. Oh, it's not paint on the pig. Oh man, it's lipstick on the pig. And you remember we've been doing this big thing about putting paint on the pig? It's lipstick on the pig. So, with what Hilda's discussing, and whether you have to let them all go, or can't you just keep some that really appeal to you? The reason those are still appealing to you is they have more lipstick on them for you. They're playing with your emotions. They're playing with your propensities, your tendencies, the things you really think you like. So that makes them more attractive. Is another word for it more tempting? Temptation, right?
Yeah.
So Jesus says, I understand that these deceptions have split off and splintered and mutated in all different kinds of forms and appeal to your sense of differences. But they're all the same trick. Well, what if it's pleasure? I mean, I don't like pain, but I like pleasure, right? That's good, right? Uh, uh, have you noticed that pleasure is great, but what's wrong with it? It doesn't last. Is that really pleasure? I mean, is there not a pleasure that lasts? Why do all pleasures, why are they temporary? I don't know, Jim. I mean, nobody's probably even brought it up before.
Because they're not true.
Say that again, Shirley.
I said it's probably because they are not true. All the little pleasures we're talking about.
Yeah, they're lipstick on the pig. Psych. Now, you understand the ego is a thought system that is intelligent and wants to preserve itself. It won't let go of its ideas. You can't change its mind. It's really smart. It won't let go of the impossibility that it is not real. Separate heavens is very attractive idea. Won't you grant that? All right. Let's see if we can pick up on one or two more paragraphs and let's call it an evening here. Ron, you just read.
Yes, yes.
That means it's my turn for paragraph 8. And in paragraph 8, Jesus is still talking about all of these illusions and that. He said, let all these substitutions, illusions, let them all go. And they'll go dancing in the wind and dipping and turning until they disappear from sight far, far outside of you. And turn to the stately calm within, where in holy stillness does the living God you never left and who never left you. The Holy Spirit takes you gently by the hand and retraces with you your mad journey outside yourself, leading you gently back to the truth and safety within. He brings all your insane projections and wild substitutions that you have placed outside you. He brings those to the truth. Thus, he reverses the course of insanity and restores you to reason. So, Joan, do 9, and then we'll start wrapping up, okay?
Okay. In your relationship with your brother, where he has taken charge of everything at your request, he has set the course inward to the truth you share. In the mad world outside you, nothing can be shared but only substituted. And sharing and substituting have nothing in common in reality. Within yourself, you love your brother with a perfect love. Here is holy ground in which no substitution can enter, and where only the truth in your brother can abide. Here you are joined in God, as much together as you are with him. The original error has not entered here, nor ever will. Here is the radiant truth to which the Holy Spirit has committed your relationship. Let him bring it here, where you would have it be. Give him but a little faith in your brother to help him show you that no substitute you made for heaven can keep you from it.
Yeah, that's like locked in, isn't it? Unconditional love. You can't get away from it even if you try. We read 8 and 9. Do you have any comments there? 8 was just started saying, let all the illusions go. That's pretty much all I got from 8. Any comments from you? Okay. And so paragraph 9. In your relationship with your brother, where he has taken charge of everything at your request, who's he?
The Holy Spirit.
Right.
Okay. So he's already set this up upon your request, but living in time, it's going to be a process for you, right?
Great.
Yes.
All right. Now, it was set up when you asked. The process may not look like what you think it is, right? Why? Why might it not look the way you think it would look?
Maybe we're using our physical eyes instead of our spirituality to do
But
the seeing.
no. So you're crazy, right? So what you're asking me to do is take care of it upon your request. Done. Now, it may not happen the way you think it will because your thinking is the mistake that brought you here. Does that make sense? So
Yes.
are you comment? Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Right? So it's hitting home with some of us what I'm saying. So that's why you have to be open to this process because it probably will not look the way you think it should. Lesson 358, no call to God can be left unheard nor unanswered. No call to God can be unheard nor left unanswered. Did you find that, Nancy, in your book? 358.
Okay. I'll try.
Did I say it right so far?
I'm not sure yet.
You look like you were already there, so I don't want to keep us too late,
Yeah.
but maybe that's a good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I wasn't already there, Jim. Sorry.
it's all right. Can you just read that back again? 358. I'm sorry to put you on. If
That's
you
a
were
three. Oh, that's a
in
358.
the workbook, yeah.
Hmm.
Relax. That's what we're talking about.
No call to in God can be unheard nor left unanswered.
Now
And
read the
this,
second
I
part.
can be sure his answer is the one I really want.
Of this you can be, but of this you can be sure. His answer is the one you really want. So don't be surprised if it doesn't happen the way you think it should. Just stay open, all right? So
Okay.
with that, I guess I got no choice but to close things out with you. Is this pace too slow? Um,
It's just right in my eyes.
you know,
Yeah, it was okay.
yeah,
Perfect.
yeah, because we're here. It's asking a lot of you guys to spend 90 minutes to me on subjects that can get so deep, and yet, to me, the deepness isn't paradoxical that they're so deep that you start to see their applicability in all situations. It's like one thing, but it applies to a million things in our day to day life.
Mm.
And to me, that's very valuable. So if you'll bear with the process, I hope you got something out of this tonight. And particularly something that you'll find useful in practical application day to day. Any final comments or questions tonight? All right.
Another insightful class, Jim.
Wow, thank you. Yeah.
I'm learning
Yes,
more and
thank
more,
you.
trying to anyhow.
Yeah. And we probably got a few friends that weren't here tonight, so we wish them well. And I'll ask Hilda to close us out then, okay?
The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us wherever we are. God is. I am the light of God.
I
I
am.
am the light of God.
God.
I am the love of God.
I
I
I
am.
am
the
the
love
love
of
of
God.
God.
I am the power of God.
I am.
I
am the power
Power
of
of
God.
God.
I am the presence of God.
I
I
am.
am
the
the presence
presence
of
of
God.
God.
Therefore,
There,
Therefore,
wherever I am,
wherever
wherever I am,
God is,
God
God is.
and all is
All
well.
is well.
all is well.
All
And
is
all
well.
is well.
There is nothing to fear.
There is
There's
nothing.
nothing
to
to
fear.
fear.
There is only love.
There is.
There
There's
is only
only
love.
God.
God.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you for coming. I love you. What else can I do? That's what I am. So if
That's what.
one of you is wrong, don't blame me. Have a good
Thank you for being here, Jim.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you,
Yes, thank
Jen.
you.
See you
Thank you,
guys.
Jim.
Yeah.
See you
Love
soon.
you back. Have a blessed
Thank
week,
you.
everybody.
Thanks. Bye bye.
Everyone.
Thank you.